Thank you, Son. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is March 21st, the meeting of the Seattle City Council. I will now call it to order. The time is 2:01. I'm Deborah Juarez. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Lewis.
Present.
Councilmember Morales.
Here.
Councilmember Mosqueda. Councilmember Nelson.
Present.
Councilmember Peterson.
Present.
Councilmember Sawant.
Present.
Councilmember Strauss.
Present.
Councilmember Herbold.
Here.
And Council President Juarez.
Here.
8 present.
Thank you. If there's no objection, Councilmember Mosqueda is excused from today's meeting. Not hearing an objection, Councilmember Mosqueda is indeed excused from today's City Council meeting. We'll now move on to public comment. Madam Clerk, I understand we have one remote and we have 3 people in chambers. So let's do the remote person first, and each speaker will have 2 minutes. And I will hand it over to you to go ahead with the instructions.
Hello, Seattle. We are the Emerald City, the city of flowers and the city of goodwill, built on indigenous land, the traditional territory of the Coast Salish peoples. The Seattle City Council welcomes remote public comment and is eager to hear from residents of our city. If you would like to be a speaker and provide a verbal public comment, you may register 2 hours prior to the meeting via the Seattle City Council website. Here's some information about the public comment proceedings. Speakers are called upon in the order in which they registered on the council's website. Each speaker must call in from the phone number provided when they registered online and use the meeting ID and passcode that was emailed upon confirmation. If you did not receive an email confirmation, please check your spam or junk mail folders. A reminder, the speaker meeting ID is different from the general listen line meeting ID provided on the agenda. Once a speaker's name is called, the speaker's microphone will be unmuted and an automatic prompt will say, "The host would like you to unmute your microphone." That is your cue that it's your turn to speak. At that time, you must press *6. You will then hear a prompt of, "You are unmuted." Be sure your phone is unmuted on your end so that you will be heard. As a speaker, you should begin by stating your name and the item that you are addressing. A chime will sound when 10 seconds are left in your allotted time, as a gentle reminder to wrap up your public comments. At the end of the allotted time, your microphone will be muted and the next speaker registered will be called. Once speakers have completed providing public comment, please disconnect from the public comment line and join us by following the meeting via Seattle Channel broadcast or through the listening line option listed on the agenda. The Council reserves the right to eliminate public comment if the system is being abused, or if the process impedes the Council's ability to conduct its business on behalf of residents of the city. Any offensive language that is disruptive to these proceedings or that is not focused on an appropriate topic as specified in council rules may lead to the speaker being muted by the presiding officer. Our hope is to provide an opportunity for productive discussions that will assist our orderly consideration of issues before the council. The public comment period is now open, and we will begin with the first speaker on the list. Please remember to press *6 after you hear the prompt of, "You have been unmuted." Thank you, Seattle.
Madam Clerk, thank you for doing that. Before we begin, I should add that I had skipped over one part of our agenda. We have no presentations today. So with that, go ahead and start with our public comment.
Thank you. Our first remote speaker is Kirk Robbins.
Go ahead, sir. Okay.
Clerk Robbins, you might try pressing *6.
Kirk, we see your panel up there. You just have to hit *6. I know you've been on hold for a long time. We can always come back to you.
Shall we move to the in-person speakers?
Yeah, let's do that, and when Mr. Robbins comes back online, we'll take his public comment. So go ahead, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Okay, our first in-person speaker is Marguerite Richard.
Yes, good day, everyone. I'm concerned that my face is not being shown and no one has come up with the reason behind it. That's the only reason why I keep bringing it up, because it's considered as open government. And so if we can't walk with the footman, how are we gonna run when the horseman comes? That's what happened over there today. We're trying to be concerned about these concerns. And I do see something on here about the memorandum agreement with the University of Washington Medical Center. Like I'm trying to tell you folks, oddly enough, there's not that many hospitals around. That's a major institution that serves a lot of us, but for some reason, healthcare is a big issue concerning Indigenous Black people. So any agreement that you have with them, you need to search the record and let the record reflect as to what's really going on in these institutions. You say that you have a major institution master plan for that medical campus, which is connected to Harborview. And I just am wondering, how are we going to survive this? I'm bringing it up until you understand that racism and discrimination will not be tolerated in this country. You say, oh, Ms. Richard, but Detective Cookie is filing a $10 million lawsuit, and you say you can do something about it? I don't know how much I can. I just keep speaking out on this very same subject that she turns around and says, this is a whopper for you. And if you can't believe what I'm saying, what are you listening to? Because I haven't said nothing derogatory, like some people come down here and call you all kind of names out the toilet. But I haven't done that. But you can't fix the situations.
Thank you. Our next in-person speaker is Asia Naismith.
I can't with you. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am concerned on not only our faces not being shown, but also these agendas that you guys want us to talk about. How about we just talk about your guys' committee or the subject of your guys' committee? That sounds nice. I'm also concerned on just recently, I got muted on the mic when I was talking about the agenda. Isn't that rad? That's kind of nice. It hurt my feelings though, a little bit. And I consider everybody here a friend of mine, not really an enemy, even though, you know, maybe you guys have done some bad. I don't really know. I don't really know you guys on a personal level. But I'm very concerned on how you guys treat us, because Alex Zimmerman can speak his rants and he can say his slander and not be muted, but I was muted today. And I'm just not really understanding on if I'm just coming out of concern and I'm talking about the people of Seattle, including the drug epidemic that's happening here. Why can't I speak about it? It's not that I'm speaking about anything derogatory or negative to you guys. So why can't I speak about something that's really important in the city of Seattle? I'm very concerned about that. I'm also concerned about why the city is so angry. I'm not really understanding on what you guys are doing, but I just hope you guys make it right and have a nice day.
Council President, looks like Kirk Robbins is online. If we'd like to let him speak now.
That sounds great.
I am.
Great.
I am. Thank you. Thank you for unmuting me. I'm Kirk Robbins. I live in District 6, about 5 blocks from the shooting yesterday, the shooting of the sheriff by a tenant. I'm calling about late fees. I'm wondering why late fees for landlords are being considered, but $25, 50% late fee for parking tickets isn't on the table. And what is Director's Rule 5-007, which puts late fees of 15% or more? And what about property tax late fees? And how many late fees do you have for park functions? And why is one group being singled out? I think an overall consideration of late fees might seem to be less than pandering to one council member and her priorities and actually address the problem. So please go forward and check the whole late fee situation as a whole, not just piece by piece. And Heat Island is kill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now go back to the in-person. And the next speaker is Alex Zimmerman.
Sie Heil, my dirty damn Nazi Gestapo democracy pig from Animal Farm. My name Alex Zimmerman and I'm candidate for ship to the moon. I want to speak about agenda number 1, about position director of finance in charter. Now, I'm totally confused. Probably you chose another men who are mentally sick, because when fish stinking from head, you know what this means. And for my understanding, you're all mentally sick and exactly special sick and sometimes very important. And I think this happened because you all born premature. You know what this means? Because I cannot understand why you don't show us faces for 11 months right now. What is reason? 2 months from now is this election and you don't show us faces? Why are you doing this? Only mentally sick people can do this. So not surprise me. So director will be mentally sick man, probably premature born. I don't know, can I use word what is people in dictionary, you know what is mean in English, British dictionary used for people who born premature. It can be legal here or not. I'm not too much sure about this, but I know you mentally sick people. You very deep sick people. You are most crazy like a rats. You know what this means? Because I don't understand why you don't show people faces. It's only 2 or 3 people come here sometimes it doesn't. You don't show this. Where is come from? Nobody in America doing this. Nobody in America. I speak around. You know what this means? Dozen times per week. Dozen times per week. Everybody show my stupid face. Why you don't want to show my stupid face? Because you're too smart. So I think you're born premature. You are mentally sick people, officially mentally sick. Stand up, America, in 750,000 idiot, very quiet about this. Stand up, idiot. Thank you very much.
Our last in-person speaker is Cortez D. Jones.
Members for letting me speak. I just wanted to add to the public transport, public asset for Alex Peterson, kind of just build to the budget. I had an idea regarding public taxis being a better way for our public transit. I saw that that there was no kind of budgeting added to the agenda regarding public taxis. I feel like the same kind of mirroring effect of New York would be the kind of the idea that I have behind public taxis. An extension of $5 million added to the budget for public taxis, and also then a market cap at the end of the year, ranging somewhere between 17 to $18 million in actual what we would make off of using public taxis. Just with the acquaintance of luxury taxis and stuff like that, kind of what we see with Uber and Lyft. 24 taxi cars, 8 being luxury, and then also having 3 taxis kind of spread out via all districts. again, a budget spending of $5 million, seeing a market cap come back 17 to $18 million added into just public taxis, added into the agenda for public transportation. I'd like to speak with Alex Peterson probably later on to add to the budget expenditure. And I just wanted to kind of further the idea that all the agendas, I'm not for or against. I just would like to add, and maybe you guys can see if whatever I add is something you guys would like to add on. Thank you guys for the opportunity. Cortez, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's the end of the speakers.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and thank you, speakers who called in and those of you who came in person. So moving on, that will end our public comment period, and moving on to our agenda. If there's no objection, the introduction referral calendar will be adopted. Not hearing an objection, the IRC is adopted. If there's no objection, today's agenda will be adopted. Not seeing or hearing an objection, today's agenda is adopted. So we'll go to adoption of the consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar include the minutes of March 14th, 2023, payroll bill, council bill 120531. Are there any items that any council members would like to remove? Not seeing any. I move to adopt the consent calendar. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to adopt the consent calendar. Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Morales,
Yes.
Councilmember Nelson,
Aye.
Councilmember Peterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Sawant,
Yes.
Councilmember Strauss,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbold,
Yes.
and Council President Juarez.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The consent calendar is adopted. Will the Madam Clerk please affix my signature to the consent calendar on my behalf? So moving into committee reports, we have a short calendar today, folks. We have 2 items. The first one coming from Finance and Housing Committee. Madam Clerk, can you please read item 1 into the record?
Report of the Finance and Housing Committee, Agenda Item 1, Council Bill 120-529, relating to the organization of city government, clarifying the structure for the charter position of Director of Finance, repealing sections 3.39.033 of the Seattle Municipal Code and amending sections 3.39.010, 3.39.030, 3.39.035, and 3.39.070 of the Seattle Municipal Code. The committee recommends that City Council pass the council bill.
Thank you. Councilmember Mosqueda is chair of the committee, but she has an excused absence today. And thank you, Councilmember Herbold, for stepping up and providing us with an opportunity to hear about this item. So go ahead, Councilmember Herbold.
Thank you so much. This legislation is, as the title describes, intended to resolve a conflict between the provisions in the Seattle Municipal Code and the Seattle City Charter. Currently, the Seattle Municipal Code states that the Director of Finance shall report to the Director of Finance and Administrative Services. This legislation clarifies that the Director of Finance is appointed by the mayor, confirmed by the City Council, and allows for the FAS Director to delegate specific finance functions to City Finance. As Deputy Director Panucci informed us in an email about a week and a half ago, this is the first step as part of a larger body of work underway by the executive to evaluate the city's budget, finance, and forecasting functions. Councilmember Mosqueda's office and central staff will continue working with CBO on comprehensive solutions that reflect this scope. And this legislation did pass out of the Finance and Housing Committee unanimously with 5 votes in support. And I urge the full council's vote in support today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Herbold, for stepping up. Are there any comments from my colleagues before we go to a vote? And Councilmember Herbold, I'm guessing you don't have any closing remarks. You're good? Okay, thank you. Will the clerk please call the passage of the bill?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Morales,
Yes.
Councilmember Nelson,
Aye.
Councilmember Peterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Sawant,
Yes.
Councilmember Strauss,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbold,
Yes.
and Council President Juarez.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The bill passes. The chair will sign it. And Madam Clerk, please affix my signature to this legislation. Moving on to item number 2, we have a matter from the Neighborhoods, Education, Civil Rights, and Cultural Committee, which is Councilmember Morales's committee. Madam Clerk, can you please read item 2 into the record?
Report of the Neighborhoods, Education, Civil Rights, and Culture Committee. Agenda item 2, Resolution 32088, approving a memorandum of agreement with UW Medical Center Northwest Campus regarding the establishment, composition, and rules for a development advisory committee for preparation of a major institution master plan for UW Medical Center Northwest Campus. The committee recommends that City Council adopt the resolution.
Thank you. Councilmember Morales.
Thank you, Council President. So we know that this is required. The creation and engagement of a development advisory committee is required whenever one of the city's 13 major institutions, university, colleges, medical centers, elects to prepare a new master plan for their campus. So DON, and in this case, the UW Medical Center, recruited and nominated members to serve on this advisory committee. It is comprised of folks who are affected by the actions of this institution, and to the extent possible, have experience in the areas such as consensus building, community organizing, land use and zoning, real estate development, the things required to provide input into this process. The committee on March 10th did hear from Department of Neighborhoods about committee members and their experience, and we voted unanimously to recommend approval.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions for Councilmember Morales regarding this legislation or at all? Not seeing any. Is there any closing comments that you have, Councilmember Morales?
No, thank you.
You're good? Okay, good. Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Morales,
Yes.
Councilmember Nelson. Aye. Councilmember Peterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Sawant,
Yes.
Councilmember Strauss,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbold,
Yes.
and Council President Juarez.
Aye.
8 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The resolution is adopted. The chair will sign it. Madam Clerk, please affix my signature to the resolution on my behalf. Moving on into our agenda to other business. I'm not aware that there's any other business to come before council. I understand there's no other. Oh, I'm sorry, Councilor Morales, you have something.
My apologies. Yes, Council President, I am asking to be excused for April 3rd at council briefing, and then April 10th and 11th, the following week, is spring break for my kids. So we will be out.
So you're going to be gone April 3rd, April 10th, and April 11th.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Council member, if there's no objection, Council member Morales will be excused from the dates we just rattled off. Not seeing any objection, you are indeed excused. I now see Council member Strauss has his hand up.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'm also requesting to be excused on April 11th.
That's a Tuesday. No, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to look at the calendar, trying to keep the dates in mind on what's council briefing and what's council meeting. Yes. If there is no objection, Councilmember Strauss will be excused from April 11th, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Hearing no objection, Councilmember Strauss is indeed excused from that date, that city council meeting. All right. Is there any other business besides that before I adjourn? Okay, not seeing any. Our next scheduled meeting will be held on March 28th. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Councilmember Herbold.
Thank you.